Hello everyone, my name is Omar Guerrero. I'm in E3 AP Biology with Dr. Lau, and in this video I will present the Western Spadefoot Toad. So the scientific name of the Western Spadefoot Toad is Spia hamidi, and its common name, as I said before, is the Western Spadefoot Toad. And the reason for this is because it contains a projection that looks like a spade. So its species is Spia hamidi, its genus is Spia, its family is Scaphylopodidae, its order is Anura, its class is Amphibia, its phylum is Chordata, its kingdom is Animalia, and finally, its domain is Eukarya. So this diagram represents the kingdom tree of all the kingdoms, and as you can see, these black boxes represent different characteristics that each kingdom contains. So as you can see, this black box labeled cell membrane means that the kingdoms following this characteristics contain a cell membrane. So my organism belongs to the kingdom Animalia, which means it contains these characteristics. But what makes it different is that it has a mouth to eat with. So this diagram is the phylum, which contains the subphylum, and it is similar to the kingdom tree. However, it shows the different. It is more specific, and it contains characteristics that make up my organism's phylum. My organism belongs to Chordata, and it means that what makes it different from the other phylum is that it has a hollow dorsal nerve, but it also contains bilateral symmetry organs, and it is cephalized, meaning it contains a skull. So its reproduction. The Spia hamidi reproduces in the months of January through May, which are the months of winter and spring. And what occurs is the male calls the female, and he submerges himself, half of his body, in the water, and produces this shrill noise. So they will reproduce in shallow waters. The males they will produce in shallow waters, usually 1 or 2 days after a heavy rain, and the males achieve sexual maturity at 1 to 2 years. So the males will go behind the female, and they will fertilize their eggs as they are falling into the water, and the eggs will be located in stream courses or road ruts to protect the offspring from predators. So the eggs are laid in cylindrical clusters, 10 to 35 clusters, each containing between 10 and 45 eggs. And they're laid near vegetation, usually 2.5 to 10 centimeters below the water, so that the offspring can have local vegetation to eat from when hatched. However, there are limited conditions such as water. Since these eggs are laid in shallow water, evaporation can have an effect. For example, if the eggs take too long to hatch, through evaporation they won't have a home to hatch from. So if they take too long, evaporation might remove that generation or population. Another condition is that the Spia hamidi only reproduces after a big rain, but if there's a drought or there's just no rain, then a population or generation may be lost, which is a reason why they can produce in clusters. So if there's evaporation on one side of the pond, then more than the other, then the side that contains less evaporation, that population may survive more. So its digestive system, it eats ants, butterflies, beetles, crickets, flies, and earthworms. So it can eat up to 15% of its body weight. So the way it eats is that it has a tongue in the front of its mouth. So the tongue contains a sticky substance which attaches to the prey, and the sticky substance also acts as a lubricant to allow for physical digestion. So what happens is when the prey enters the mouth, the eyes will close as if the organism were blinking, and the eyes help push down the food. So there are two parts of digestion. There's the alimentary alimentary tract, and there's the digestive glands and organs. So in the alimentary canal, it's the physical movement of the food through the body, which includes the mouth, the pharynx, and the esophagus. Now, the digestive glands and organs are the parts that facilitate the digestion and breakdown of food particles, which include the mouth and the intestines and other specialized organs. So homeostasis. So the toad, like amphibians, like to have wet skin. So when the skin is too dry and the toad needs to hydrate, it may enter water, and through osmosis, the water will will contact the skin, and the water will hydrate the body from within. So a toad is cold-blooded, which means, and it's also called ectotherm, which means that it cannot it gets another source of energy to warm up, since it is cold-blooded. So what happens is that the toad may move around to a sunny spot so that the sun rays can warm the organism up. However, if it's too cold and there's just no sunlight, the toad may enter a hibernation-like stage called brumation, and during this stage, the organism can move around and to hydrate or eat, but for most of the time, it's in a hibernation-like stage. But if it's, let's say, too hot for the toad, it can burrow underground to maintain cool, or it can go into the water to maintain cool as well. On this slide, I included a global distribution map, and with this map, you can see that they're located only in North America, and within North America, they're only located in the western part of the continent, which is also another reason why they're called the Western Spadefoot Toad. So, as you can see, they're found densely in states such as California, New Mexico, Arizona, and other states such as Washington State, Utah, and scattered areas of Mexico. So the habitats and niches of the Spiahomity include soil which is either sandy or gravelly, and they can be found in mixed woodlands, grasslands, foothills, and mountains. It is also necessary for that these areas have rain pools so that but they cannot contain predators which may interrupt breeding. And for most of the year, the Spiahomity are hiding from their predators, and these areas in which they live in can help camouflage them so that they are not eaten or preyed on. It is also necessary for these niches to help camouflage them so that when they produce offspring, the offspring can be placed in areas where they cannot be found by predators. So when the tadpoles hatch, they can compete for space or food with other amphibians. However, they're not considered territorial unless they're competing and finding a mate. So here's a food web which I created, and as you can see, the arrows pointing toward Spiahomity represent the prey of the Spiahomity, and the arrows pointing away from the Spiahomity represent the predators. The prey of the Spiahomity include ants, butterflies, beetles, crickets, earthworms, and flies. And its predators include the bullfrog, the garterfish, the crawfish, the California tiger salamander, larvae, raccoons, and mallards. So here I included pictures of fossils and bone remains of the Spiahomity and its ancestors. As you can see right here in this image, here is the sacrococcyx, which is found right here, and here is the humeral bone, which is located right here on the right side. So toads have existed between 300 and 245 million years ago, and this image has been dated, and this fossil in this image has been dated to be around 160 million years old, and it was found under silt at the bottom of a waterbed in China. And in this image, which I previously showed, was found in Jalisco, Mexico, and it's been dated to be around 3 million years old. And here's my bibliography with citations for my research for this presentation and video. Thank you for watching.